are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it. What?
At Tanagra, When the Walls Fell. This is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always. Jason's right next to me. Jesse is here. Preston is the czar of information. He is here. Harrison is on the ones and zeros. And also we have guest of the show, Aaron.
I'm back.
Here. He's back.
And I'm not having a good week.
All right, let's get into it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into all of our flat tires, or we won't. You know, who knows? Who knows if what we're saying right now will even be heard by anyone?
That's true.
So we do apologize. Last week we had some technical difficulties, and so a show that was normally 52 minutes ended up being like 43 minutes.
And let me just say that first 10 minutes was hilarious.
It was
probably the best.
I peed myself twice. That's how hard I laughed.
No, I did. I did one better than that.
Yeah, but that was just business as usual for you. So anyway, so we do apologize for that. But, you know, we're back at it. We're better than ever. We're giving it our very best effort. And I went to the library today, and I want to talk about it. So I'm ready to talk about the library. Who doesn't like to talk about the library?
Who says library?
I didn't say library. I said library.
No, we
definitely said
library.
library.
You know what? That reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from The Simpsons. When he gets smart, when he gets the crayon stuck in his brain, he tells Lisa, he goes, would you like to go to the library tomorrow, Lisa? And he goes, notice I no longer say library or tamari, because he's smart now. So apparently I said library. Go back, check the tape. I'm not sure I did, but either way, I meant library.
Everybody in the room agrees that you said library.
Well, I'm feeling very self-conscious about the library. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into the library, or do we want to talk about Sonic?
Just a quick Sonic thing.
Okay.
So I got Sonic. The Marion Sonic is on.
You notice they've ditched the yellow. Have you noticed that?
I have not.
Oh,
no.
their signage, everything. You know, the yellow was very prominent before, but now
Yellow's no
it's
longer
just
a
the
thing?
red and the blue.
So we're in the drive-thru, and it's taking forever.
Sure.
The guy behind us, they
Sonic.
bring his food out ahead of us.
Oh, that's the
and
best.
The drive-thru is crammed so tight, he's trying to back out so that he can pull out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the lady behind him starts laying on the horn, and they start yelling at each other. He goes, "I've got a camera!" And she like, blah, 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 effing bomb,
I
this
see.
and that. And he goes, "I'm an officer."
Oh, he's an officer.
Well, that's what he said.
Of what? That could mean a
and
lot
see,
of
that's
things.
the thing. So as he pulled out, I'm like looking at him as they're yelling at each other. Him declaring that he's an officer did not look like an officer.
Yeah.
He pulled his white shroot.
Sometimes they don't. Yeah, maybe it was a Dwight Schrute situation.
I don't know what it was, but it was like, what is even going on?
Yeah.
Why are you guys so angry? We're getting Sonic. It's a good day. I mean, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, we got ice cream and sandwiches. Why are you guys yelling?
That's a good question.
What
But
happened in the library?
well, anyway. So the library
the
at
Marion.
the Marion Public Library.
Not Caledonia or Prospect.
No, I love the Prospect Library, but but I prefer the Marion Library. So I
Are
went
you saying that on purpose now?
saying what?
Library? Every time you're
Sometimes
saying
it's like Simonin. I don't know how to say it. Simonin.
minimum.
Simonin.
Minimum.
Simonin Toast Crunch. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, the Marion Public Library has every once in a while a book sale.
That's
because
exciting.
they got lots of books.
Yeah, that's what
and
they do.
eventually
Yeah.
they're going to have to clean house because there's only so much space. And people keep on writing new books. And so...
It's the darndest thing.
Yeah. Jason, and before we move on, can I thank you for the new light placement? I can't see Jesse at all.
I know.
Because I just see a bright light. And it's
all
really,
I see is Dan's nose.
it's really made the experience a lot better for me. So anyway, they have this big book sale, and Michaela tells me, she goes, I really want to go to that book sale because you would assume you could go and find some cheap books.
Yeah.
And so she's like, and I was like, sure, I love.
Did you tell her that you can go to the library anytime and get free books?
Mm-hmm.
What?
And you just take them back when
Yeah,
you're done.
and I mean, you do not have to pay the late fees. I know that. Like, have you ever heard of anyone like being turned over to collections or going to jail because of late
No.
fees? It doesn't happen.
No.
You just can keep on getting new cards, and then they'll stop bothering you.
Change the address. They
new
don't know.
aliases. It doesn't really matter. It's all a front for big book.
The big book industry. Yeah.
So anyway, I said, sure, Michaela, we can go to the library today. So, and she said, well, the sign says that the book sale starts today. Well, let's go today. Yeah. Okay. So we go
First
to the
in
library.
line, waiting in line for it to open.
And I'm a book reader.
Yeah.
I like to read. I
on.
read quite a bit.
Top to bottom, left to right.
That's the way I do it, unless it's an old
Chinese
Hebrew
book.
Bible.
Oh yeah, Hebrew.
And then they go the opposite way. So anyway, we walk into the library, and we're there for the book sale, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're there for.
Where else would you go?
I don't know.
I
And
do have a friend that he would go to the library, Chad,
sure.
to get DVDs.
Yes, they got a big DVD section, and they have so many DVDs that they don't have the DVDs out. It's just the
Sleeve.
covers or the sleeve or whatever. Yeah, and then you can
Doesn't the library do that thing too, where they let you rent an audiobook, but they only let like one person rent it at a time?
Yeah, it's so
like
stupid.
online.
It's so
so
dumb.
stupid.
It's the same thing with Kindle. I rent most of my library experience is online through the Libby app. Today's show is sponsored by Libby.
I do
There's
Overwatch,
somebody else
or
listening.
What's the Overdrive?
Overwatch is
I
a
do
game.
Overdrive.
Overdrive?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to switch to Libby. Overdrive
Libby
is
better?
Libby's better.
Oh.
Yeah, switch to Libby.
I've been doing
Overdrive
Overdrive
is
for
the old thing.
years.
No, Overdrive is yesterday's news. So anyway, we walk into the library, and I see this is the section that they have the books, and there's a lady that she's
You
like,
saw the book section in the library.
I saw the book section. I think I can find a book here. So I see the section that they're selling the books.
This
It's
is a book.
obvious. And I begin to walk over there, and there's a lady behind the counter. Can I help you with anything? And I was like, no, good, fine, no thanks, don't need help. And so we walk over to that section, and she follows us, and she said, well, the book sale doesn't. It's not open yet, but you're free to look at them. But apparently, only behind the rope am I free to look at them. So found that
Is this
out
a COVID
later.
thing?
No, it's just they haven't opened it up to the public yet.
Oh.
And she goes, but you do have to get a special book. You have to be a part of the bookmark club. And I was like,
What?
well, how do you be a part of the bookmark club? She's like, it's $10. I was like, so I just paid $10 and then I can buy these books?
But can you look at them before you pay the $10?
Well, I don't
Because
know.
what if there's no books you
But
want
you
to
get
buy?
a bookmark, Jason. Okay,
I can
$10.
apparently
Here's
buy
your
the
bookmark.
$10 book. You can be a part of the bookmark club. And I said, oh okay. Well,
You say,
know,
I use banana peels for my bookmarks.
it's effective. So, anyway.
I never lose my place.
So, and she's very condescending. And I said,
Well, she's a librarian.
sure. And so I said, I said, okay, all right. And I said, but it's not open yet. She's like, no, the book sale starts at 5. And Michaela's with me. She's like, the library closes at 5. And I was like, okay. I said, the book sale starts at 5. She said, yeah. I said, what time do you close? She goes, we close at 5. I'm like, are you
Open
gonna...
for me, but not for thee.
I was like, and she goes, well, volunteers stay here for the book club. And we're very grateful for our volunteers. She made a big deal about the volunteers and how grateful they are that
But
they
they're
stay
closed.
after. And I was like, but could I come and buy books?
Yeah.
And she's like, you got to be a part of the bookmark club. And I was like, what are you really pushing this bookmark club thing?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, all right. So at 5 o'clock, I said, just to clear it all up, I can come back, be a part of the bookmark club, and then buy these books if I want to. Yes, that's correct.
I'm
Sir.
like, can I share bookmark club with my daughter?
Well,
Can we
I
both
didn't
do
even want to
$5
get into
each?
that. And so she so condescending.
Yeah.
But she's like, but you are free to look at the books. But what I didn't hear was look at the books behind the rope. So I walk around the rope, and
Yeah.
Michaela's like, you're not supposed to go there. And I was like, I can go here. Like, first of all, this is a public library. I bought all of these books. All of these books were purchased by me.
And now I'm part of the bookmark club.
Yeah.
I know. It's
I'm
like,
going to
I
pay
want.
for it twice.
How about my $5,000 tax,
Yeah,
bill?
yeah.
Does that count for the bookmark club? How many books
You
does
just
that
give
get
a
me?
receipt. You're-
I can do what I want.
Ray Grogan said this was okay.
Yeah, Ray Grogan. I should have thrown Ray's name around. He
Have
would
you
help.
heard of Ray Greg Rogan.
I'm happy to be personal friends with him. So
I'm juror number 21.
Yeah, I think you've heard of me. Ray, help me out here. I don't know if we can prosecute this woman to the fullest
She sounds
extent.
very Tammy-like.
She was like Tammy. That's exactly what she was like. So I said, so I go behind the rope because I'm whatever.
Yeah.
This is
You
my
paid for
world.
this
I'm
space.
living in it.
Yeah.
So and because we're supposed to go back there, and I was like, I can go back here. I'm not buying anything. I just want to look at them.
standing.
And then this other lady walks up with a cart. And like all the way up to me, and she's like kind of like pushing me out, and she didn't like make contact, but it was very aggressive.
Yeah,
she's like, "You're not allowed to be back here right now," and I was like, I was just looking at them, and she's like, "Yeah, but we do not allow anyone behind the rope. You can look behind the rope if you want." I'm like, I'm not gonna look at books 10 feet away. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, "But right now you're not allowed back here." And I was like, "All right, fine. I'll just do the regular library experience." Gosh. And so we walk away. And then the first pretentious,
like
condescending lady. I know. I felt like I was like, I pay for you.
Yeah.
You exist.
But you're not part of the checkmark
because
club.
I'm not a part of the checkmark club. So I said, well, all right. So I said, Michaela, do you want to just look around? She's like, yeah. And I want to go upstairs. I was like, okay, I'll go upstairs too. So I go
Sit in
upstairs.
the bean bags, pull out some
I
Star
love
Wars
to do
books.
it. You know what I mean?
That's where
where's
I
the
live
Captain
at the
Underpants
library.
section?
And I sit down on the computer and be like, "What's your Wi-Fi password?" Like that doesn't. It's a desktop. You're plugged. What?
Why does the internet say Netscape?
It's
You
Why
mean
does it say
Nutscrape.
website blocked?
Excuse me. It's not letting me into the websites that I want to get into.
It says block.
Um,
Is there a privacy filter?
I promise I'm 18 or older.
Could I get someone 18 or older to check this for me? So anyway, I walk upstairs. I look around. There's nothing. They've moved some stuff around upstairs in ways that I don't like. I used to know right where things were.
Yeah.
Now things have been moved around enough that it bothered me, and I was like, I'm frustrated. So I walk back downstairs. Same condescending lady is standing behind the counter, and I walk past her, and I am walking toward the book sale area, although I'm going to go right instead of left.
Yeah.
And she, excuse me. It's like, yeah, is there anything I can help you with? And I'm like, I'm about to punch you right in your face. I was like, no, there's nothing you can help me with, but thank you for asking.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah, I'm never going to read again because of you. How you like that? And I'm going to get all my friends to stop reading too.
We might even burn some books.
And I know some people. I'm about to buy all these books just so that I can
Just to
burn
burn
them.
them. You should make a little flyer and like take them there and set them on the counter. Book burning club.
Book burning club.
Yeah.
$9.
$1 cheaper than the bookmark club.
And we have a lot of fun. More marshmallows and fire. So I walk over to the fiction area. I actually find a book that I'm interested in. So I'm like, you know what? I want to read this book, so I'm going to get it. And so I walk past her again. Is there anything I can help you with? I got a book, lady.
Are you sure you can read this?
What's that?
Are you sure you can read this?
Yeah, exactly. I did not care for her condescending attitude, and I felt like she was implying that I don't know, like I don't know what she was thinking, but her whole condescending vibe I did not appreciate at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Ray, if you can do anything about this, please do something about it. I find the blonde librarian at Marion to be rather condescending. Okay. There might be more than one blonde there, but she was blonde.
It takes a special person to go through library school.
It does. I don't.
My wife doesn't watch, so it's fine.
No, she doesn't.
Jason's wife is gonna be the condescending librarian.
She is a condescending librarian right now, working at Columbus Metro Library System.
Yeah.
Like the real deal.
Yeah.
Not Marion.
Ask her how the training went. If every time she sees somebody, she goes, "Can I help you with something?"
No, she doesn't do that.
No.
You sit down for the interview. They just want to see if you're condescending. They're like, do you think you belong here? And if the answer is like, I don't know, do you belong here? It's like, oh, this person's going to work out just fine. Anyway.
See, it's probably a good thing I wasn't there.
I'm all frustrated.
Yeah.
Because it was all very subtle. That's what I didn't like about it. It was
It's
like
passive-aggressive.
syrupy sweet.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
you moron. I've never seen you here before. You probably don't know how to read. You think you're going to get some free books or something.
Yeah.
So I did hear, though, that on the last day of the book sale, if you show up with a
Half
box,
off.
you
Yeah.
can fill up your box for $6.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Does it matter the size of the box?
It's probably just like boxcar children books.
I don't know what it is exactly, but I did hear
I would
them
like
say
get a
that.
big refrigerator box.
In her
on a
defense,
dolly.
in her defense, while I
If
was
you can
there,
carry it, you can have it.
yeah. Well, I guess that's what it is. In her defense, while I was there were at least 10 pretty typical Marionites that walked in. I want to know about this book sale. What you got going on? I want to buy some of these books. Like, well, it doesn't start until, well, I got to pay $10 for this, So, but I was not rude. I was nice to her, and she was being condescending to me. So I'm just a little out of sorts. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to get the most difficult book and read it right in your face. And I will
Out
show
loud.
you that I'm smarter than you. Just because you know the Dewey Decimal System does not make you better than me,
Listen, do they even use Dewey Decimal anymore?
Well, obviously your wife would be the one to ask. I think they do, but
Yeah.
I think it's the Dewey Digital System now. So it's all digital. So
Yeah.
they've moved it.
There's no card
So you
catalog.
didn't go back. You didn't go back at 5 then.
No, I did not go back at 5, and I'm never going back to that library again. I got a book out, and I will not return it. They informed me also when I checked the book out. First of all, I told Michaela, I was like, she got a book. I was like, I gave her my library card. I was like, you do both of them. So she went to the self-checkout, and she's like, it's not working.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay. So then I had to go to the counter, find another condescending lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, just want to let you know there's a $1.50 charge on your card because of late fees. But you don't have to pay that now. But that is there. And I was like, it's going to stay there. Okay.
I'm never coming back.
She's like, we don't stop you from getting new books until it's reached $10. And I was
Oh.
like, okay.
Deal.
I was like, well, okay.
Which
So I'm not
basically
gonna-
means they're not going to charge you until you reach $10.
I guess
But
that's
you
what
know,
it
like
is.
that Ken Burns baseball book is like $100. That's a pretty good $10 book to buy.
That's true. That's true. That's a good
you know what I'm
point.
saying?
Probably sell on eBay.
See,
I'm gonna get me a library card.
The Dewey Decimal System is still used in 96% of public libraries.
Really?
Yes.
What are the 4%?
Yeah.
What's the other 4%? It's like just some libraries in West
it's just-
Virginia.
I guess
They're
so.
just throwing.
They just
books
sort
in
them
a
by
box.
color.
This is the orange section over there. Yeah.
We got orange, we got blue, and those are the red ones.
Hey, Charlene, I'm looking for a green book today. You got any green books? You show me that green section. I love a green book.
I am what you call colorblind. I'm going to need some help today.
Man, you
Piles on the floor.
There's not even shelves.
You know what?
Thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
Our library needs one of those good like ladders that slide
Oh,
across.
yeah, sliding
That's
glass.
very satisfying.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Mount
I'm very
Rushmore of
frustrated.
library
Stuff. Things at a library.
Yes.
Books.
Whoa.
If books aren't on the list, I don't know what is.
Dewey Decimal System.
Condescending women.
Books, Dewey Decimal System.
Wait, what'd you say, Preston?
Condescending women.
Condescending women.
Computers.
Well, what's the old thing where you could look at a newspaper like on all the old things,
yeah.
and it would like cycle through really fast, and you could like turn the wheel. You guys
A
don't
film,
know what I'm talking
microfilm.
about. Microfilm, something like that.
Yeah.
That was at the library.
Yeah.
Beanbag chairs.
I do like a good beanbag chair.
Transgender story hours.
Drag queen story
Drag
hour, yeah.
queen
Drag
Story
queen.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. I did notice though, because I care. I was looking at the historical biography section.
The historical drag queen section.
It's got a rich history, Jason. I did.
Goes back to 2022.
Is that right? So I
Before that, you could find it in the DSM-5.
I don't know
before
what
that, it was a
is.
joke on Monty Python. It was like hilarious. You know,
Yeah.
like
It's my right as a man to be a woman.
I watched that the other day. It was
It's fantastic. Yeah.
So I did notice though that all the historical books. So they got the whole section, but every once in a while they have one that's like out front facing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
ooh, here's like every single one that was front facing
gay.
had some kind of like woke
Yeah.
angle to it, which you're like, I know why you're doing that. you know,
You know what I do when I see that?
What?
So they do it at Walmart too, and they
Oh,
always
yeah.
have something by what's that one guy's name? The
Steve King.
John Maxwell.
No. Oh, he's one of the
Craig
super
Rochelle.
racist. No, he's one of the super racist guys against white people. He wrote
R.L. Stein.
No, he wrote White
Seymour
Fragility.
I don't.
Anyway,
Jordan Peterson.
Jackie
But anyway,
Robinson.
Anytime I see any of these books, I always pick them up and put them behind the.
Yeah, that's the right move.
And they fall to the floor.
Yeah.
So I have to do it when no one's around. I sneak in, and then I put it behind and it drops and boom, 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 down.
Find the Phil Robertson's books and just put them all up front.
Yep. Anything that's like woke, I always do it at the store in the book shop. Yep. These are going in the back. No one can buy them.
Well, nobody wants to buy those books anyway.
No.
Does anybody actually read those books?
No, who's
Especially in where we live.
You're not wrong.
Come on.
It's true.
I was at the half price. I was at Half Price Books on Monday. Was it Monday or Sunday? I don't know. One of these days I was at Half Price Books. I was looking for books. I like books.
Books are good.
Do they ever go on sale at Half Price Books?
Yeah.
Like did any
like
50%
half
off
price,
or
quarter
more?
price.
Every year they do a big thing at the Expo Center, and it's like literally like
Yeah.
a mile of books.
Yeah, I've
and
been
you
there.
can get them super cheap. The Half Price book sale. But I was at Half Price Books, and I was looking at the. Well, I don't need to say what section I was in. Actually, it does make sense. Now I'm starting to put the pieces together. I'm starting to understand. I was looking at the poetry section.
Go.
All right, there it is. But I was looking for
Not gay poetry, just normal poetry.
just normal,
That's
everyday,
an oxymoron. That's
Every gay?
effeminate. You know what I mean?
gay.
I miss the days when you could be effeminate and not be gay. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When you could just be a little soft, you know?
People didn't question your sexuality.
Yes.
You know.
I don't need that. So
No.
I was looking for some poetry,
Yeah, as you do.
as you do, and I thought, I'm trying to expand my horizons. And there's these two gentlemen with ponytails having a conversation, just the section right next to me.
Ponytails, huh?
Both had ponytails. And they're having a conversation, and they've got some books in their hands, and they're looking at that.
What are the age of these men?
40s, I would
Okay.
say. And then I saw it was LGBTQ fiction section.
Ooh.
And they were rifling through the
Yeah.
LGBTQ fiction section.
Nice.
And I was like, okay.
like the whole LGBTQ is fiction.
They put it,
section.
then they put it right next to poetry. So are they
Yes.
like,
Yeah. Borderline
I mean,
gay.
did
They're,
those
they're
guys,
trying to get you to walk that direction.
do those guys in that section look at me in the poetry section and be like, dude, it's one more step from where you are.
You're literally one step away
They're
from
like,
being one
I
of
remember
us.
when I was there.
Just reading poetry. Just
Yesterday I was reading poetry. Today I'm in the fiction of LGBTQ.
That's how it happens. It's a slippery slope. One should be careful about what they read. Not everything has to be something. You know what I mean? Can things just
I
be?
don't like that slippery slope.
Anyway,
Well, they would say it's non-existent.
stop.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I came in fired
I
up.
don't
today.
like any of the things.
You are the one that brought it up.
Okay, you're right.
Okay, so this week is Wednesday.
Oh.
What?
I just laughed at something I wrote. It's a pretty good thing.
Do you find yourself laughing at stuff that you write more than what other people write?
Uh-huh. I laughed at something I said today. Like
Do you laugh at
multiple
things
times.
when they happen or later?
Both.
Both.
I laughed 10 times today at something I said.
The same thing? Or 10 different things?
I said the thing, and then I found myself later all day just kind of like, that was pretty good. So, anyway.
Okay, so this week, Wednesday, is National Pretzel Day.
Oh.
National Pretzel Day. So do you prefer like hard pretzels or soft pretzels?
Soft pretzels.
Right?
If I
Is
can get
everybody, are we in agreement? Soft pretzels?
I'm not a fan of any of them, but if I were to eat them,
What?
it's soft pretzels.
Abby has been making pretzels fresh.
Ooh.
Well, first of all, she's like, Dad, I'm going to make pretzels. I was like, I'm all for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what
Bring
do
it
you-
on.
She's like, what do you need? I was like, what do you need from me? She's like, well, the recipe says that I need 2 cups of baking powder or baking soda.
Yeah.
I need 2 cups. I was like, you don't need 2 cups of baking soda. How many pretzels are you going to make? Like enough for an army? It's like, there's no way you need 2 cups of baking soda.
I mean, you're going to try to eat them all.
I will.
Yeah.
Do you know how much baking soda you usually put in bread?
Like
Like
a
a
teaspoon.
teaspoon.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
why do you need 2 cups of baking soda? I was like, you're reading it wrong.
Yeah.
Like you probably looked at the flour. So look at it again.
Right.
She's like, it says I need 2 cups of baking soda. Turns out you put the baking soda in the water that the pretzel boils in before
yeah.
it bakes.
I got you.
So anyway, she make pretzel. Preston, you had one.
Yes, they are very good.
Are fresh pretzels better than?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
It's like I've never had a pretzel before. It was phenomenal.
Did you dip the pretzels, or are they just
Didn't
plain?
need to dip it. That's how good it was. Didn't need to dip it. Later, once they got a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
I melted some butter.
Yeah.
And then as I
was
was
it garlic
drinking
butter?
the melted butter, I was like, you know what would be good with this? Pretzels. No, I just dipped it in the melted butter.
I feel like
it was so good.
Like Papa John's garlic butter would be delicious.
It'd be
on that.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Are there any left?
No, it was a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if we yell loud enough, she might hear us. So we.
Abby, make some pretzels.
Okay, so let's do Mount Rushmore of places to eat a pretzel.
Okay.
So listen.
Walmart.
On the toilet.
No, not on the toilet.
No.
On the toilet in Walmart.
No.
Never no. No.
Literally the worst place you can
Don't
eat.
they do have a pretzel stand in Walmart?
do.
And it's near the bathroom.
It is near the bathroom.
I know.
Jesse goes there all the time.
Have you ever gotten pretzels there?
I've never gotten
Savannah gets them a lot.
Once I did. It was pretty good.
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
I would say a baseball game.
Yeah, I think pretzel. I think a bar is where you eat
State
pretzels.
fair.
What's
State
it?
fair?
State fair.
What
County
about a
fair.
movie theater?
Definitely a bar though. They give pretzels away
Adam
for
Sandler
free.
Yeah,
concert.
what are we talking?
Adam Sandler concert.
They had pretzels.
They understand their demographic.
And I ate them.
Okay. Do you think like the concession guy is just like looking at all the different like shows coming, and he's like Adam Sandler?
We
he's
gotta
like,
get some pretzels.
We're
for
gonna have to
that.
double our pretzel order. whenever the Sandman comes into town, you got to have
Hey,
pretzels.
Tim, Adam's coming. Get the pretzels.
I've been waiting for this all year.
Tim loves making pretzels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna say what? Baseball game, movie theater.
Movie theater? Do you
think
get
you
a
get
pretzel
pretzel
at a
at a
movie
movie
theater?
theater.
I've never been to a
Yeah.
movie theater
I
and
have.
had a pretzel.
They got the big pretzel
No,
thing.
the state fair.
State fair is an excellent one.
Bathroom at Walmart.
I
No.
feel like stop it, Jesse. I feel like we're missing something.
The mall.
The mall?
mall, yeah.
I
Food-
think the
like a food
mall.
court.
The mall. I
Yeah.
want to put the mall in
Yeah,
there.
you have to do them all because they have Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Yes.
All
Oh,
of them
yes.
do.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Okay,
true.
that's it. Okay.
What do you mean that's it?
We just named them.
Name them again?
Baseball game. Or let's say sports.
Okay.
Sports event.
Sports event.
I love a pretzel at a sports event.
All right.
A movie.
Can I wait a minute? Wait
What?
a minute.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay.
Swimming pool.
Oh.
You get a pretzel, a salty pretzel.
Yes.
Like you're crazy hungry because you've been
And a
swimming
little
all day.
side cup of cheese.
And you get a little
Oh.
so swimming pool's got to be there.
Okay, yeah.
That's the one that we
beats
were
movie
missing.
theater for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so sporting event, pool,
Uh-huh.
food court,
Uh-huh.
and what was the other one?
We
Movie
said
theater?
mall and we said
Adam
state
Sandler
fair.
concert.
Adam Sandler concert.
Adam Sandler concert.
Okay, things to dip the pretzel into.
Careful. Cheese.
Icing.
Icing.
The
Yeah.
pool.
The pool. Chlorinated water.
Really does something to the
Well,
salt.
cheese and icing.
Well,
are
I
the
feel like
first two.
mustard is a
Oh,
staple.
mustard.
Marinara.
Mustard's good.
Ranch.
No.
Hey, calm down.
This is coming from the guy that goes to the Walmart bathroom to eat his pretzels.
Get your own ranch at the Walmart bathroom.
Listen.
Why do we keep finding bottles of ranch in the bathroom?
Empty bottles of ranch. It's like
This is
he just,
sinister.
he
Hidden
just like
Valley,
just
like-
on top of the,
Yeah.
the toilet paper dispenser. He just like just like a big pile of it.
He pulls out of the tank. This Hidden Valley just out of the tank. Still here from last time.
And it's like you open up the door and he's sitting there. He's like,
My face is just covered in ranch.
and then but your response is a pretzel in ranch.
What the hell are you
A pretzel, maybe some fries, pizza if you're crazy, but not a pretzel, Jesse. You're crazy. Get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, chocolate.
What are we doing?
Chocolate covered pretzel.
Peanut butter.
A chocolate covered pretzel. Ooh.
Chocolate covered
I
Like
pretzel.
like
a
it,
white
chocolate.
chocolate one's good.
Well,
I like
just chocolate.
I just like a chocolate. The
Peanut butter?
Snyder's chocolate. Peanut butter?
Yeah, peanut butter's good.
But I don't think
I don't
I've never
think that's
dipped
A
a pretzel
soft
in
pretzel
peanut.
with marinara, though. That's
Really?
pretty solid.
Really?
Is that what you
cheese
did at
on
Adam
Did you
Sandler?
which you did
side.
at the Adam Sandler concert?
No, I had just cheese on that one.
Yeah,
But
Okay.
Well,
marinara
cheese
is
is
pretty
Listen, never say just cheese. Okay. You know what I mean? I won't have you downgrade cheese. You know what I mean? It'd be
If
like-
it's cheese, it's got to be like the fake stuff too. You know.
Yeah.
yes.
Plastic
If it's
No,
any-
not an
any
ounce of
realness.
actual cheese in it.
No.
Yeah, just yellow substance,
Yellow goop.
yellow cheese
When
like.
when you're done with the pretzel, do you rub your finger around and to get every last little bit of cheese and
and it hits those ridges.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
You've done
Yeah.
it.
And then you like lick.
Yep.
You know, you lick it.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
if you get enough cheese on your finger, then you can get the salt off the container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes it really awkward
While you're in
when
the
you're using the bathroom because then you have to somehow wash your hands before you get the toilet paper and
Yeah.
the cheese. It's a weird thing, but
Lick your fingers enough.
Have you seen that old Doritos commercial?
You talk about the one where they
sticks his finger in a hole.
There's these two guys like playing video games and they're like eating pretzels. Or I mean, eating Doritos, you know, and he's like, I got these cheesy fingers. He's like, just stick your finger in that hole, it cleans it. And he's like, are you serious? He's like, he's like, whoa, that's awesome. And then he's like, I gotta go do it again. So they do it again, and then they shoot to what is in the.
Yeah.
There's this really fat guy like on a computer like working, and he's like, and he looks over and this finger. He's like, ooh.
I have to watch this.
okay.
I have it up right now. I'm watching.
It's one of the best commercials ever.
I can't believe it actually aired.
I would say that would never fly now, but it would definitely fly.
I think we need to reshoot that with Jesse at the computer.
Oh,
We're on the, I don't know.
It'll just
Why
be,
can't I be the
it'll
one that
just
sticks
be a
my finger
pretzel
in the
dipped in
hole?
ranch.
You're licking the.
We are. We ought to be careful. Okay, let's just be very careful.
Okay, so we're gonna Mount Rushmore that cheese,
Cheese,
chocolate,
chocolate, icing,
and mustard.
mustard. There
Yeah,
it is.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
All right.
Okay. Pretzel shapes.
Uh-huh.
Mount Rushmore pretzel.
I'd say the
shapes,
pretzel shape is the first
which
one.
is like a bow.
That's
right?
a pretzel
Yeah, it's
shape.
a pretzel shape.
The pretzel stick
Stick.
Stick.
or rod.
Well, a stick and a rod is different.
I think the
pretzel
rod.
sticks.
Yeah, sticks are the little things.
I
right?
like a pretzel
A rod
rod.
is like the cigar thing. Mm-hmm. I think they're both different.
I think a pretzel twist.
I was just gonna say a twisted pretzel.
What is
Are you guys watching
They just
the video?
watched the commercial.
the fat guy on the computer, when the finger comes in, he looks so surprised. Ooh,
That aired on national television.
it
that
was a
a
Super
different-
Bowl 45 commercial.
Yeah, that was a different time.
Better times. Those are the good old days.
The good old days. Let's see if we
I
can
don't
link
know.
that in the description.
I don't know if we need to
I'll
do
send
that.
you the link.
I can't believe I even
send
brought
you
it
the
up. I'm not
Okay, so we got a twist, a stick,
a pretzel shape,
the pretzel
and
shape,
and
a rod.
a pretzel ball. Aren't they?
pretzel circle?
It's a pretzel knot.
A pretzel bun.
pretzel knot.
A pretzel
There you go.
bun.
A pretzel knot. Oh, I love a pretzel
pretzel
bun.
Have you had the pretzel crust at Little Caesars?
Dude,
Oh,
I
is it filled with
just had
cheese?
one of those.
Is it good?
Was it at the Adam Sandler
good.
concert?
It was not that.
Okay.
The pretzel crust at Little Caesars.
It's pretty.
It's only $6.99.
If you're saying it's good, that means it's okay. Because Little Pizza's
Little Caesars.
The crust is beautiful.
Okay.
The rest of
Okay.
the pizza is Little Caesars.
Well, listen,
so what do you
yeah,
expect?
so
I like Little Caesars thin crust. I'm on the record.
Oh, the thin crust?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's
I
where
love
it's
the
at.
I love the deep dish Little Caesars.
I've never done
It's
that.
not bad, but
pretty
it's like
good.
twice the price, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's twice the
You go to
food.
Little Caesars
It's twice the price.
because you want to pay $5.
Yeah, but now it's
$6.
$5.99.
Yeah,
it's
it's only
$6.
$6 now.
What type of world am I living in? This is stupid.
Why are we even doing this?
What?
Stop the show. Do you want to talk more about pretzels, or can I talk
Well,
about
I've
the
got a
thing
couple
that
more
made me laugh?
things.
Speaking of pretzels, let me
yeah,
tell you why I had a bad week.
Oh, this is good. Uh-huh.
I've got poison.
Hey guys, Aaron's here.
Oh,
Sorry.
special guest of the show.
Did you get poison ivy?
I've got poison ivy on my pretzel.
All right. Listen, if my joke got bleeped out, that's got to get bleeped
That's
out.
the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's the name of the episode. Poison ivy on your pretzel.
We've all done it.
You know, one day you're raking leaves, and the next day you're surprised.
When did you get poison ivy? When did it
It
appear?
was about 7 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
got
gone.
poison ivy from pulling weeds the other day.
I really ramped up after that, but it wasn't from that.
Yeah, I definitely. I have it on the back of my ear somewhere. I've never had poison ivy.
And what's really bizarre is Where did you find the poison ivy in the loft?
I was pulling
Was it on
weeds
the
at my
roof?
church.
Oh, at your church.
Yeah.
You're one of those people.
Well, the pastor made this big deal about.
Was it a work day? Did you guys do a work
It
day?
was like a soft work day.
Oh.
You
The
know what I mean?
pastor's the worst.
My
Yes.
goodness.
I hate that.
He just really landed on thick. We're like, you don't have a job. You do it. All right. This is like
This is why we pay you.
We work all week. Why are you asking us to come in on the weekend to do yard work? You know.
Did the pastor at least buy
Yeah, the
donuts for
pastor's like,
everybody?
it's like you got one job. You show up on Sunday. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care of the yard. You don't even have a yard. This guy lives in an apartment. I'll tell you what.
The nerve of that guy.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say Aaron's pulling weeds wrong.
Well, do you wear gloves?
The issue was I was burning some stuff. I think I got.
Oh, yeah. Can't do
when
that.
I was cleaning up some yard stuff from last year.
You got to stay upwind.
And
Were you trying
just
to
Aaron
roast
does
some hot
live
dogs?
way out in the sticks. So
Yeah.
he does most of his yard work naked.
Yeah.
I've driven by a couple
Okay,
times.
first
I
of
live
all,
about a mile and a half from Aaron's
You told me
house.
you
I
weren't
can
going to say
concur.
that.
What's that?
You told me you weren't going to say that. So,
We all
you,
agreed.
you caught me, and I said it's fine. Just don't say anything.
Well,
Yeah.
How else do you get poison
That's
ivy on
when
your
I
pretzel?
said, Erica, we can never surprise Aaron and Riley again at their house.
And
We
that's
got to
a-
give them warning.
And that's the
even
exact
then,
moment that I decided to continue surprising Aaron
Yeah.
and Riley at their house.
One time I showed up at Aaron and Riley's house for real, and Aaron was literally like legitimately beating up his wife, and I was like, "That's not cool." But like he was like it was
I
like-
wanted the frisbee.
yeah. They and he grabbed her and legitimately threw her
Yeah.
down. She was not pregnant at the time, and it
Should
was
we call Ray
hilarious.
Grogan?
We should call Ray Grogan. Ray should know. Do you live in this county of Marion?
Ray Grogan, prosecutor at law. Yeah, I do live in.
Yeah, I
Marion.
think he's the right one.
in his
Yeah.
jurisdiction.
Should
But
we
it
do
happened. But there's like statute of limitations things.
Oh,
and-
sure.
It's like
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Should we do Netflix?
That was Jason's way of saying play the Netflix. I just did watch something.
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Watch these shows of those. Netflix, Netflix, or maybe Hulu
Isn't there like an extended version of the song too?
Netflix,
There's only one
Netflix, I watch these shows with us. Netflix,
Would you speed up the national anthem before they
Netflix,
swing in?
maybe Hulu Plus.
All right, Jason. What is your Netflix suggestion of the week? I'm gonna fade it out. It'll be gone.
My Netflix suggestion of the week is Shadow and Bone. Have you seen this on
Shadow
Netflix?
and Bone?
Shadow and Bone. So have you seen this, Preston?
I've seen bits and pieces from Destiny watching it.
I was gonna say this
He's
is
seen
probably
like the shadow,
Yeah,
parts of the bone.
that sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
It's like a MTV version of Game of Thrones, I would say.
Sounds awesome.
So it's like it's definitely young adult themed.
Are they all tan?
No, they're different
It's not
nations
MTV
of
then.
people. But it's got like all the sci-fi elements built into one show. And I'm a sci-fi dork.
Sounds
I
so
like it.
stupid.
There's
Just
two
because I like sci-fi too, but I like good sci-fi.
This is good.
Is it like
sci-fi.
Jersey Shore meets sci-fi?
Yes. Snooki, JWoww. Come on.
Dina.
It's
No,
on.
I'm
It's
not a
on
Dina fan.
Netflix.
Yeah. Do you know? Did you guys watch Jersey Shore?
Yeah, in high school.
Unfortunately, I seen a couple episodes many moons ago.
Yeah, we got through them all.
In a world, got through them all. Jeez.
GTL.
I would watch.
I know.
Stop.
Jim Tan Laundry.
In a
I
world,
love Jersey Shore.
yeah.
It was
No.
honestly
No.
a fantastic show.
it kills brain cells. Here's Shadow and Bone. In a world where dark forces have taken over, a young map maker, Alina Starkov, accidentally discovers that she has the power to change the fate of the war.
She's the sun summoner.
She is the only one who has the power to summon light, and this will make her play a key role in this war. I mean, even
Okay.
that is written so
Now,
poorly.
officially, it's a book series. Before it was a movie. Before it was a
You
show.
know, they make crappy books too, Jason.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know. All right.
They won't let me behind that rope.
My Netflix suggestion of the week is found on, I believe it's Amazon Prime. I'm pretty sure. It could be Peacock. It could be Paramount. And it might be Netflix. But if you search for it long enough, you'll find it.
Yeah.
And it was suggested to me.
It's definitely not Pluto TV.
I've never watched Pluto TV.
What? Pluto TV's fantastic.
Actually, I think it's technically on Freevee, but I was watching it through my Amazon app. Anyway, it was suggested to me by friends of the show, Levi and Grace. So they said, you got to watch the show. It's made by the guy that makes Parks and Rec. They I think. Or
we refer to these people as Lauer Patch Kids.
They're Lauer Patch Kids.
The guy that made that, isn't that the guy that played Mose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mos Eisley.
He made,
on the
yeah.
On
His
Office.
name is
On the
Michael
Office.
Schur.
On Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That guy. Mos Def.
No, that's the guy's real name. Anyway,
Ford.
Michael Schur is the guy that you're thinking of. He made Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He made The Good Place. He made Parks and Rec, and he was a writer on The Office. And I guess maybe he's part of this, or maybe somebody else from Parks and Rec is part of this. Anyway, it's called Jury Duty.
Okay.
And have you watched it?
I've seen clips of it.
So here's the premise, Jason.
Yeah.
The premise of this is that it is like a documentary style show in which this camera crew was granted unprecedented access into the jury process.
This is a comedy?
Well, yes. So and so it's like they're watching it happen, shooting it as a documentary.
So like
everyone,
is it like The Office?
yes, it's like The Office. Everyone on the show is an actor,
Okay.
except for one guy who thinks it's a real thing.
He thinks it's a real jury duty.
Yes, he thinks it's real jury duty.
This is great.
One of the actors is James Marsden.
Yeah.
Who plays like Cyclops on X-Men. You recognize him.
Okay.
He's like the perfect level of celebrity to be on the show, but
Yeah.
he's like himself, because I guess it's in LA or something, and he shows up and the guy's like, the guy that doesn't know, he's like, because somebody came up while they were like waiting, and they're like, can I get a picture, and he's like, oh, that's why I recognize you. So they're having this conversation, but James Marsden is playing he's playing it perfectly as this like self-absorbed, and he's like, yeah, I've actually played in a lot of movies, you've probably seen Sonic and this and this and this and whatever, and so he's like kind of like this kind of self-absorbed actor. And the jury duty process happens, and they get the 12, and then this guy happens to be on it. He's elected the head juror. James Marsden is there. Crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Like, crazy stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And you're just watching it through this guy's eyes.
That's great.
And he has no idea that's happening.
Yeah.
Even every once in a while, something kind of really funny happens, and you can see somebody in the background, like, break a little bit, because it's, like, funny.
Yeah.
So you can tell.
And it's not scripted.
Well, you can tell it's scripted from a...
Like an outline.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to get from A to B, but there's a lot of, free reign there, and you don't know what he's going to do. So depending on what he does, is
and he's the head juror, so he's kind of running it.
Yeah. Like the old lady next to him keeps on falling asleep, and the judge keeps on. He's like, "You're the head juror. You need to keep it together." And she's like, "Why do you keep tapping me? I'm fine. I'm not falling asleep." He's like, "I'm sorry," but he keeps on saying, So it's pretty funny. I think we've watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and at first I was like, okay, this is kind of dumb. But then the further you get into it, the more you're like, I want to know what happens.
No, I can see that.
It's a funny premise.
And the clip that I saw was of the lady who fell asleep.
Yeah.
And like the judge is giving it to him, and then like she takes drugs. She tells the main juror like she's gonna take drugs, and then she comes back in and she's all
She's, like,
chipper.
hyped.
And I'm glad that's what, like, when you said it, I was like, oh, that's what that show's called. Now I have to go watch
Jury
it.
Duty. I think Amazon Prime is where it's found, and it was actually fun, especially just coming from my own jury experience.
Yeah.
I felt like a kinship with these people. So, Aaron, are you watching anything?
So not really, but I did watch something. So typically when my son is at home, we're watching Spider-Man all the time. But when he fell asleep, the wife decided to put on a classic. And there's a line in there. He says, "Tell me about Ohio."
I know. The Patriot.
Yeah, such a good
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, The Patriot is a good movie.
Were you in the theater with me when we watched that?
I think I
like
was.
we cheered. Like
Cheered.
Ohio, we're like, oh.
And
like,
now,
it was
as a
bad
dad,
guy.
when's the last time you watched that movie?
A year ago.
I lose it
Yeah.
when the little girl runs after him,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like, "Daddy, Daddy, don't leave! I'll say whatever you want me to say." I'm like, "God, Jeez. Like I cannot take
I know.
it."
Yeah.
I'm not much of a crier, but thinking about it now, I'm welling up.
Well, when they kill his son and he goes nuts on
that too.
Aim small, miss small, the whole thing.
So good.
Oh, the
So
emotion.
good.
The
That
emotion.
scene when he just straight up murders those guys
Yeah.
with the hatchet and
And the
everything.
kids are like,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah, because there's
dripping
that
with
final
blood.
scene because he just bludgeons that guy like over and over.
Oh, and that dude is so hateable. He does such a good job of playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
That kind of main general or whatever that kills
I
him.
love it when he returns the dogs to him.
Oh yeah, that's
and he's
great.
so happy, and he's like his journals
Yeah.
and dogs. And as he's leaving, he goes,
And then-
whistles, and the dog come running back. To
That's
him.
a great movie. That's a great
That's
movie.
a
It's
fantastic
not-
movie.
Let's do the Mount Rushmore of Mel Gibson movies. It's Braveheart,
Braveheart,
that
Patriot, yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
and
Passion of the Christ.
Well, he made
it,
that,
yeah.
but he wasn't.
Daddy's
tech-
Home.
Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home 2. Yeah, Daddy's Home 2.
is good, but I would not put Daddy's Home
Fat
2.
Man.
No, not Fat Man.
I love Fat Man.
I must
boy.
not be very
No,
familiar. with
Lethal
it.
Weapon.
Well, that's that's what I
Oh,
said.
I'm
Lethal
sorry.
Weapon. So those are the three for sure. Wasn't
Yeah.
he in another thing like with Nick Nolte or something?
Yeah, if
Be
it's
great
not-
if we had an
Yeah, it'd be so
information
cool
czar.
Yeah.
if someone could pull up most popular Mel Gibson movies.
I mean,
If only that technology existed.
if
then we
it
could-
did, it'd be pretty cool.
He was in Father Stew as well. I wouldn't
Okay.
say it's one of his
I don't even know
iconic
what that
movies.
is.
No,
But I literally gave
it was
a
his
Netflix
suggestion once.
You
It's
should
got-
have watched it, Jason.
it's got Mark Wahlberg in it, also from Daddy's Home 2.
I love Mark Wahlberg.
I like Mark.
And
Wahlberg.
also, wasn't Mel Gibson in Daddy's Home 2? That was Mark Wahlberg's dad, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And in Stew, he plays Mark Wahlberg's dad.
Daddy's
Maybe
Home
he
2.
is.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow plays Will Ferrell's dad.
Yeah.
He's in Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Oh,
there
Mad
it is.
Max, it's
Yep,
Mad
that's
Max.
it. So hey, that's a pretty good Mount
That's a
Rushmore.
great Mount Rushmore.
Braveheart, Patriot, Mad Max, Lethal Weapon.
That's probably like the best Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
we've almost done.
Honorable
saw-
mention, Daddy's Home too.
I saw Lethal Weapon 3 with Jeremy.
Morrison.
No, the one that farted in the car that
Stabile.
time. Stabile. Jeremy Stabile. I saw.
He farted, and I had a Volkswagen Rabbit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we were driving down the highway.
Highway. It was 270.
like 70 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
All the windows rolled down. We had the top off. It was like a sunroof. The top was off entirely.
Yes.
We're driving down the road
70
75
miles
miles
an
an
hour.
hour.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And it stunk for, 20 minutes?
And he was laughing so hard he couldn't stop
So
laughing.
you told this story when I was on before, and this was the same because I
that's funny.
No, I said the one about the belly button with the.
Oh yeah, the smell of the belly button.
Listen,
yeah, you told that.
There's a belly button
not gonna-
stench, okay?
There is a belly
Okay,
button.
listen.
We can come here to talk about belly button stench.
No, but
well,
I
would
got
just-
one more Mount Rushmore to do.
Okay, but I just want to finish the story.
Mount
Jeremy
Rushmore
Stabile.
of smells.
I don't
No,
remember.
that belly button.
I don't. Okay. Yeah, you
Citrus.
did want to do that, Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
come on.
I just want to tell the story because I want to know if you remember it. Jeremy Stabile.
Yeah.
I
I was roommates with him for about 6 months.
That did
Didn't
not work
last.
out. It was like a Friday, and he lived like Powell.
Yeah.
And I was going to spend the night with him, and we were going to go watch. We watched Lethal Weapon 3 that night.
Okay.
This is before everybody. I mean, cell phones existed, but
Yeah.
like people didn't have them.
Right.
Certainly, high schoolers didn't have
No.
them. Like maybe like rich people had them. So Jeremy and I went to go see the movie. His parents were out of town. And so they said, you can go see the movie and you get something to eat, but then you got to be back home. He was like 18, I was 17. By midnight, call us at midnight.
From home.
From home,
Yeah.
so we know you're home. Okay, so we did. So we get home, call at midnight. He hangs up. He's like, they're not going to know if we leave right now. You want to go? I was like, sure, let's do it. So then we came and saw you at the Meyer gas
I was
station
working,
because
yeah.
you were working third shift at
Yeah.
Meyer gas station. And we came and saw you, and we goofed around for a few more hours. And yeah, that was my story of rebellion. Those are my.
Wow.
That was rock bottom for
So
me.
Monday night,
Yeah.
I'm walking my dog. We're behind the Harding High School, and I cut her loose on the leash, so she takes off running. And it's a good time.
As you do.
as we do. And she got into it with a skunk. It was the first time that I've had a dog battle a skunk.
And how did that work out?
The skunk won.
Well,
Yeah.
The
it
skunk
usually
won.
does.
And it was bad. It was actually pretty funny. I'm yelling at Murphy at this point because she's maybe 50 yards away.
And you can smell it.
And I can smell it, and they're like getting crazy. I'm like, Murphy, come back! I'm screaming, and finally, like it must have hit her right in the face because she started sneezing for 20 minutes, and started rolling around in the grass. And then I'm like, I drove the van there so that I could cut her loose. Now I have to put her in the van to drive her home. So now my van smells like skunk.
Does she still smell like it?
I gave her 3 separate baths with 3 different treatments. And she still smells like skunk.
Did you try tomato juice?
No, we did apple cider vinegar. We did a couple other things. Apple cider vinegar is probably the best.
Yeah.
So,
So Mount Rushmore of distinctive smells or stinky smells?
unpleasant.
Mount Rushmore of unpleasant smells. Now, these are not, just to be clear,
It's not
this
gross.
is not the worst smelling things.
No.
This is the most iconic, that smells like,
Propane.
Pig poop.
Marion.
there it is. I think that was all the things.
When you're playing baseball at the Lincoln Park and you can smell Wyandotte, like that's a forever smell.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a good smell.
And it's not a good
I
smell.
was going to say burnt popcorn. Burnt popcorn is not a great smell.
It's not a great
Sometimes
smell.
people fart. It smells like burnt popcorn.
Yeah,
that
we
means you're
do.
having a stroke.
Might want to get that checked out.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get that checked out like right now. Well, skunk and poo.
Propane.
I like propane
I
smell.
don't mind the smell of propane.
Gas.
I love gasoline.
I love it. I'll huff it all
Like
day.
you're talking gasoline?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Dude,
My 4-year-old, if we have like the van running before we get in it, sometimes he'll go behind it and he'll like lean down if it's smoking.
yeah.
Ooh, that smell good. I'm like, stop it. Stop. You're not going to make it to first grade.
Someone call Ray Grogan.
Hey, I'm in a different county.
That's
he can't
true.
do nothing.
Raise friends with them.
Yeah.
They can make it work. Skunk, feces.
Gasoline.
No, we
No,
like
gasoline is
That's a
great.
good
Yeah,
smell.
but it's a distinctive smell.
It
no,
is,
but we're
but
saying
we're
stinky
unpleasant.
smells.
Oh, pig poop.
Well,
I
that's
think
all poop.
feces
No,
is covered.
because there are
Like
different.
rot.
There are
Like,
different
you could
smells
smell
of
rot.
poop.
Rot, like rotting flesh.
Like dead animals or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Oh yeah, rot.
Like when they have maggots
how
on them.
How about sour milk?
Oh, yeah. That's
Well, so one time Riley accidentally fed me like Limburger cheese, and because we were at the Amish place, and I don't know if you've ever had that
Yeah.
before,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like the
good.
worst.
yeah. The smell on it is
One time I was at Erica's parents' house. Her grandma lives with her parents, and her grandma comes up to me and she had some eggs on a plate, and she was like, "Hey, can you taste this?" I was like, "Sure." I took a taste of the egg. It was the most rotten egg you'd ever tasted. I was like, "Oh!" I'm spitting. I'm like, "This
Grandma, why would you
it's
do
like that's
that?
completely rotten." She's like, "It's not good, right?" And I was like, "What?" She's
like, "I thought so."
She's like, "I thought it was bad." I was like, "And you didn't even warn me?"
No, and you're the one that she went to.
Yeah.
Oh.
and she came right to me.
Our friend Cody, he gave me some duck eggs
Okay.
one time. And they were really, duck eggs are great. Well, I just crack them right into the pan. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to do that.
One
because
was turned.
One was turned and it was green.
Yeah.
And it hits the hot pan
Oh,
and
yeah.
it starts cooking in the kitchen. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. Throw the pan
nasty.
outside. Yeah, it was
Well, there
terrible.
it is. There it is. Hey, Aaron,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah, I like to keep things. I would say fresh, but that's not true.
No.
Keep
Well,
it-
how is it that when you come on, we haven't talked about some of these stories in years. You come on,
Yeah,
and they
you just
come right
bring
back up.
out that.
You know, I must just emanate.
You
do.
emanate something.
Mount Rushmore of things that emanate. Nah, I don't know what them. We're out of time. I wish we could stay longer, but we can't. This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, Bubba, sit. Good night.
I've spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids.